The enlightened path. In the silent forests of ancient India, where the Ganges whispered secrets to the trees and stars blinked through the dense canopy, a prince-turned-monk sat beneath a Bodhi tree. With eyes half closed, he peered into the vastness of suffering and saw a way out, a path made not of royal command or divine decree, but of self-realization, wisdom, and compassion. That man was Gautama Buddha, and the path he discovered became known as the Noble Eightfold Path, a roadmap to liberation from suffering, or nirvana. This story, while rooted in ancient times, is more than history. It is the journey of the human soul, seeking freedom from its own chains. Chapter 1. A World of Questions. Chaptara Gautama, the crown prince of Kapilavastu, had everything a person could desire: luxury, status, and a future throne. Yet, within his heart, he felt an aching hollowness. His father's attempts to shield him from the harsh realities of life failed the moment Siddhartha encountered the four sights: an old man, a sick man, a corpse, and a wandering ascetic. These images shattered his illusions. If age, disease, and death awaited everyone, then what meaning did pleasure and power hold? That night, Siddhartha left behind his wife, his newborn son, and his palace, and the more difficult he was, the more he felt his life was more than a dream. That night, Siddhartha left behind his wife, his newborn son, and clothed in simple robes and armed with burning questions, he stepped into the wilderness in search of truth. Chapter 2. Enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. For 6 years, Siddhartha practiced extreme austerities, reducing himself to skin and bones, but truth did not lie in self-torture. One evening, he accepted a bowl of rice milk from a village girl named Sujata. Revived, he sat beneath the sacred Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya and vowed not to rise until he attained enlightenment. As he meditated through the night, Mara, the Lord of Illusion, tried to break him through fear, desire, and doubt. But Siddhartha remained still. By dawn, his inner vision broke through the veils of ignorance. He saw the nature of existence: birth, death, rebirth, and suffering, and more importantly, the way out. He had become the Buddha, the awakened one. Chapter 3. The First Sermon at Sarnath. Not long after his enlightenment, the Buddha walked to the deer park in Sarnath, where he gave his first sermon to 5 former companions. He spoke of the Four Noble Truths. Life is suffering, dukkha. Suffering has a cause, craving, tanha. There is an end to suffering, nirvana. The way to end suffering is the Eightfold Path. The audience was stunned. This was not a call to worship or rituals, but an invitation to transform their lives through understanding and mindful living. Chapter 4. The Noble Eightfold Path Unfolded. The Eightfold Path is not a sequence to follow one step at a time. It is a wheel with 8 spokes, each essential, each supporting the others. Let us follow a character named Ananda, a merchant's son from Varanasi, as he embarks on this path. 1. Right intention, smike Vaikput. With this clarity, Ananda resolved to live not for profit alone, but to grow in wisdom and kindness. He no longer wanted to deceive others or feed his ego. He adopted intentions rooted in renunciation, goodwill, and harmlessness. 3. Right speech, Kmaikvaik. Ananda, once fond of gossip and boasting, began to speak truthfully, kindly, and purposefully. He refrained from lying, slander, and idle chatter. Words, he realized, were like arrows or balm, depending on how one used them. 4. Right action, Smaikakama. He changed how he treated others. He no longer cheated his workers or harmed animals. He began practicing generosity, honesty, and compassion. Right action meant living ethically, not because of fear of punishment, but out of respect for life. 5. Right livelihood, Smaikakahe Veka. Ananda gave up his family's trade in animal skins and meat. He opened a shop selling books, herbs, and tools useful for a peaceful life. The Buddha taught that livelihood should not cause harm to others. Profit made at the cost of life or honesty was not worth it. 6. Right effort, Smike Vyayama. Ananda began guarding his mind. When anger or desire arose, he recognized it and gently let it go. He also cultivated qualities like patience, gratitude, and concentration. This was right effort, nurturing the good and removing the harmful. 7. Right mindfulness, Smike Smad Smadi. He practiced being present in each moment. Whether walking, eating, or working, he remained aware of his body, feelings, and thoughts. Mindfulness helped him see that emotions were like clouds, passing, not permanent. 8. Right concentration, Smike Smad Smadi. Through daily meditation, his mind, once scattered like leaves in the wind, grew still and clear like a mountain lake. In such a mind, wisdom arose naturally. Chapter 5, Liberation Begins Within. Years passed. Ananda's outer life remained simple, but his inner life became rich. He understood that nirvana was not a heaven after death. It was freedom from craving, hatred, and ignorance, here and now. One evening, while meditating under a neem tree, a deep silence enveloped him. In that stillness, all his fears, desires, and attachments dissolved. He was not separate from the world, nor enslaved by it. He was free. Chapter 6, Spreading the Light. Ananda didn't become a monk, but he became a torchbearer of the Dhamma. He helped the poor, guided troubled youth, and lived a life of wisdom and compassion. The Eightfold Path had not taken him away from the world. It had transformed how he lived within it. He taught others not through sermons, but through example. His life became his message. Chapter 7, The Eternal Path. The Buddha lived until the age of 80. In his final moments at Kushinagar, he reminded his disciples, all conditioned things are impermanent. Strive on with diligence. The Eightfold Path, he said, was the middle way. Not indulgence, not self-mortification, but harmony. For over 2,500 years, this path has guided millions across cultures and continents. It is not bound to temples or robes. It lies in how one sees, thinks, speaks, acts, and lives. Conclusion: the path is always here. Whether one is a student, a monk, a farmer, or a king, the Eightfold Path offers a compass. It doesn't ask for blind belief, but invites each person to walk step by step toward clarity and compassion. Just like Ananda, we too stand at the edge of awakening. The question is not whether the path exists, but whether we are ready to walk it. Because the truth is simple, the path